Moon, Prism, Power, All Stars 3 activate. Hello, I'm Sailor Moon from Season 6, and I'm excited to return for All Stars 3. I'm here to show myself and the fans that I deserved my finale spot, even with 0 wins. I didn't hear complaints about Season 8's Gwen, no shade to Gwen if she's watching. The Griffin fandom has been harsh, claiming I didn't deserve my final lip sync spot over Peter, just because I slayed my lip sync and Peter didn't. I hope he's not here. I was, and still am, a lip sync assassin. If I'm at the top, the other queens should worry because it's about to turn into Sailor Moon's drag race. First one in, and last one out. I know that's right. I can't wait to see who else is coming.
The villain is back, sweethearts, and watch out for the sabotage. Oh, you already know who I am, but let me refresh your memory. I'm Lola from Season 8, your Miss Congeniality. I'm here to spread love and kindness, haha, just kidding. I'm here to stir up chaos and send bitches packing. It doesn't matter who you are, I will be sending you home. I'm taking this crown. Oh, I see someone's here already. I don't even know who she is, but I'm not gagging. What season was she on? Anyway, let's get on with the show, I guess.
Lola enters the workroom and is greeted with a hug from Sailor Moon. Are you going to bring drama to All Stars? Sailor Moon asked. Lola accepts the hug and assures her, absolutely, but then asks Sailor Moon to remind her who she is. Sailor Moon, taken aback, asks if Lola is joking about not knowing who she is. Lola insists she doesn't know her. Sailor Moon asserts she is indeed Sailor Moon, to which Lola responds that can't be correct, and that Sailor Moon was on Season 8 with her. Sailor Moon, still in disbelief, clarifies that it was her sister, Sailor Saturn. Lola laughs, admitting she forgot about her again. Sailor Moon, slightly annoyed, just laughs it off as another queen enters.
Buckle up, and start your engines. Penelope Pitstop is here to snatch the crown. Howdy y'all, it's little ol' me, back after a long time, and how things have changed around here. I'm sharper than ever since Season 4, having competed in pageants back home and learning a trick or two from the other queens. My season was brimming with fierce competition, Bugs Bunny, Leela, Kim Possible, and our champion, Doris. Yet, here I am, All Stars 3, ready to show that an older season queen like myself still possesses the flair to claim that crown.
Wow, she's pretty. I thought I was going to be the pretty one around here, but she could be a potential member of my new All Stars Pretty Girl Alliance. Maybe.
Penelope is welcomed by Sailor Moon and Lola. She tells Lola that she's not surprised to see her since she added so much drama and entertainment to Season 8. Penelope jokingly asks if she can join her Pretty Girl Alliance. Lola laughs, thanks her, and accepts Penelope's offer. Penelope clarifies she was joking, but if the offer stands, she's in. Lola assures her that the offer is genuine and compliments Penelope as a pretty queen. Sailor Moon asks if she can join too, but after Lola gives her a once-over, she says no. Sailor Moon, feeling snubbed, simply shrugs it off.
Returning with a burst of cosmic glamour and a sprinkle of fairy dust. Hi, I'm Stella. I was on the iconic Season 5, where I placed 7th. Why All Stars, why not? I know some of you might be thinking, Stella, how are you going to match Moose's record? Yes, I'm aware she holds the best track record of all time, and there's a lot of pressure on me to match it, but I don't want to just match it, I aim to break it. And then who do I see when I look around? Lola, the one who sabotaged one of my best designs. Oh, I'll make sure my voice is heard. She may have stitched it back together, but it's just not the same.
Wow, Stella is here, she's one to watch. Her designs and runways are top tier. I'd be nervous if we have a design challenge.
Stella is greeted by the queens. Sailor Moon rushes over, embracing her with disbelief at her presence. Lola, puzzled, inquires if they know each other and if Stella is one of her sailor companions. Annoyed, Stella fixes her gaze on Lola and tells her that she ought to recognize her. Lola, shaking her head, denies knowing Stella. Penelope leans in and whispers to Lola that it's Moose's sister. Stella accuses Lola of sabotaging her finest design. Lola interjects, dismissing the sabotage as old news. Stella explodes, claiming Lola destroyed a dress worth $25,000. Lola retorts, insinuating the dress looked cheap and she fixed it. Sailor Moon is shocked by the price, while Penelope quips that money might be Stella's motive for coming back. Lola praises Penelope's snide remark, noting her southern charm. Sailor Moon tells Stella to ignore her and continue their conversation. Stella agrees and tells her that she will have their moment if she doesn't go home first.
It's time to paint this town pink. Who am I? I'm the Pink Panther, hailing from Season 1, the season that started it all. So much has changed since my last appearance. The challenges have become more intense, and the queens, more feisty. Yet, none of that will deter me. I've been yearning for that callback because, in my season, I was robbed. Hand me an acting challenge, and I'll conquer it. Present me with improv, and I'll excel. I'm adept at everything, except dance challenges, which led to my elimination, so let's skip those, shall we? Haha. Having been away for so long, I do hope these queens remember me. If not, they're about to find out.
Oh my, an OG. From what I remember, the Pink Panther is a competitive queen, and I look forward to seeing what he can bring.
The Pink Panther is greeted by the queens, all surprised to see him except for Lola. Lola asks him who he is and the season he was on. Panther acknowledges her camera play, noting that without queens like her, the show wouldn't exist. Lola laughs, acknowledging the doors the Pink Panther has opened. Sailor Moon and Stella tell him not to listen to Lola's words, dismissing her as spiteful. The Panther says he knows what she's like and admits to watching her season, surprised how far she made it. Lola retorts, pointing out she went further than he did. The Panther chuckles, asking if she recognizes him now. Lola denies it, suggesting his early departure is evident from his current drag. He shakes his head, turning his attention back to Stella and Sailor Moon.
Oink oink, your favorite pig is back. Hi, I'm Peppa Pig. And I can't believe I'm back. It's been how many seasons? I was on season 3, and now here I am on All Stars 3. Some might assume I'm not an all-star, but my work outside the show proves why I am one. I'll have you know I was part of the franchise's first ever double Shantae. I know these queens will be shocked to see me, considering I didn't perform that well on my season. But that's exactly the impression I want to give. I'm returning with more fire and passion than ever.
She looks a mess. Someone's gotta go home first.
Peppa Pig is greeted by all the queens. Lola compliments her, saying she looks amazing, to which Peppa responds with gratitude and returns the compliment. Stella expresses her surprise at seeing Peppa, prompting Peppa to ask why, noting that the same could be said about Stella. Lola chuckles, agreeing with Peppa, and suggests that Stella's presence is solely due to riding on Moose's victory, causing Penelope to giggle. Peppa, realizing her words may have been harsh, apologizes to Stella, who forgives her and says to Lola that she's only there because Barbie was unavailable. Lola questions how Stella knows Barbie isn't present, and tells the queens the fans' love brought her back. Pink Panther calls her delusional.
Well, looks like it's time to school these queens. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Mrs. Garrison, the runner-up from Season 3 and a formidable queen. The expressions on the other queens' faces when I walked in were priceless. They knew they were in the presence of a true queen. I spotted my Season 3 sister, Peppa Pig, whom I was surprised to see. I suspect Grimm's schedule was full. My season was challenging. We had powerhouses like Team Rocket, Grimm, and our winner Pleakley. Kudos to Pleakley, she deserved the crown, but so did I, and I'm not concerned about who I have to eliminate as I have no connections here.
Oh yes, my season 3 sister. I am so happy to see Mrs. Garrison. We haven't seen each other since our season. She looks great.
The queens are shocked to see Mrs. Garrison. Lola tells her that there's finally someone on her level, some real competition. Penelope gives Lola a stare. Lola assures Penelope that she is competition, but Mrs. Garrison is a finalist, a credit no one else here has. Sailor Moon interjects, saying she was a runner-up too. Lola asks if she's serious. Sailor Moon confirms she was the Season 6 runner-up. Lola inquires about her wins, and upon hearing Sailor Moon had none, declares her not competition. Mrs. Garrison thanks Lola but clocks her that she barely made it through her season and had many low points. Lola, taken aback, praises Mrs. Garrison's shadiness and beauty, suggesting she join the new Pretty Girl Alliance. Mrs. Garrison thanks her and says she'll consider it. Peppa expresses how good it is to see Mrs. Garrison again, and it's been years since their last conversation and she hasn't been able to contact her. Mrs. Garrison reveals she's blocked Peppa's number. Peppa, shocked, asks why, but before Mrs. Garrison can reply, another queen enters.
Get ready to feel the heat, honey, because this diva has brought the fire. Well, I'm back, baby, and ready to dive into this competition once more. Last time was fantastic. I rekindled my relationship with Heather, made a new sister in Meg Griffin, whom I've spoken with every day. I had to tell a little lie about where I was going because of the NDA. This time, I'm focused. There's no storm who can hold me back. There's no security here, at least not yet. I did spot that little Lola girl from Season 8. I know she's going to be trouble. And you might have to bring security back. but I'm ready to meet these queens. Some I know, some I don't. We'll have to see how things unfold.
Now, what was Lola saying about competition? Because our biggest competitor has arrived, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds.
Lashana received a warm welcome from the queens, and she was surprised by their reaction. Stella told her she was incredible during her season and was astonished that she didn't make the final lip sync. Lashana responded that she was thankful and that the season 7 finale was the most challenging, yet she was pleased for Meg and Heather. Lola interjected, claiming her finale was tougher, but Stella silenced her, saying everyone knew it was Moose's victory. Penelope disagreed, suggesting Lola had a shot at winning, which made Stella and Sailor Moon laugh. Lola asked what was so amusing, and Stella replied that Lola's belief in her potential victory was humorous. Lola warned her to watch her station, hinting that things might disappear.
The House of Griffin is back to slay another day. Wow, it's great to be back. Hi, I'm Meg Griffin, and I was the runner-up from Season 7. Season 7 was one of the best experiences of my life. The competition was tight, the finale was nerve-wracking, and I gave it my all, but it wasn't enough. Doing it all on my own, without my family, was fantastic, and their support when I won the Snatch game was incredible. I also met some amazing queens like Eliza, Violet, Tom Nook, and Lashana, who is here and didn't tell me. That bitch, I love her, she said she had to get surgery. Anyway, I'm so glad she's here. I couldn't imagine myself here without her.
Shut the hell up. Meg is here. I could scream with joy. She told me she had to babysit for her neighbor. This is going to be much better than I expected.
Meg is greeted by all the queens. In her excitement to embrace Meg, Lashana inadvertently pushes Mrs. Garrison aside. Mrs. Garrison reprimands her, cautioning that even a minor mishap could lead to elimination, as seen in the last All-Stars when Velma eliminated him. She warns Lashana that she's already a significant target. Peppa questions Mrs. Garrison for making a fat joke, but Mrs. Garrison clarifies she was referring to Lashana being a formidable competitor and advises Peppa to mind her own business. Lashana apologizes to Mrs. Garrison, explaining her eagerness to see Meg, and Mrs. Garrison, accepting the apology, reminds her to be more careful. She's nearly 50 and can't be breaking no bones. 50. Lola chuckles, more like 60 she added, and Mrs. Garrison laughed along with her, calling her a shady bitch.
It's time to step it up, queens. Hello, it's me, the notorious villain from Season 6, Jessica Rabbit. However, I've turned a new leaf and am now hosting my own franchise, Cartoon Drag Race Down Under. Yet, with the competition already heating up, I might revert to my old ways. After all, I'm here to win, and with Sailor Moon my Season 6 rival, I can feel the familiar stirrings of villainy. I hope she's stepped it up because, while I see some worthy contenders, I'm still searching for the all-stars among what seems to be filler queens. Nonetheless, I'm thrilled about embarking on this new chapter.
Jessica Rabbit is welcomed by all the queens except Sailor Moon. Pink Panther inquires if there's tension between them, to which Sailor Moon admits there is, especially after Jessica Rabbit and Peter Griffin made her life hell on Season 6. Sailor Moon apologizes to Meg for mentioning about her dad, but Meg assures her there's no need for an apology. Jessica apologizes to Sailor Moon, insisting she didn't mean any harm, but Sailor Moon confronts her about urging others to step up their drag. Jessica, looking at her, tells Sailor Moon she's clearly not listening. Lola interjects with laughter, reminding Jessica she said the same to her. Jessica, with a giggle, tells Sailor Moon they're set for fun times like before. Lashana declares there will be no bullying this season, which Jessica dismisses as lighthearted shade, suggesting those who can't handle it may not be suited for drag. Mrs. Garrison supports this, stating that shade is part of the old-school queen's repertoire, even if it makes the South Park queens despise her. Peppa then tells Mrs. Garrison that the dislike extends beyond the South Park queens.
Victory shall be mine. Stewie Griffin returns to Drag Race at last. Season 4 feels like an eternity ago. I didn't fare too well, only winning the first episode, but I've grown a lot thanks to my family, the House of Griffin, and to my surprise, my sister Meg is here. I'm thrilled, though she kept it a secret, as did I. And there's my Season 4 sister, Penelope Pitstop. It's been ages since we last spoke. I must catch up with her. The lineup is full of unexpected queens, like Pink Panther from Season 1, Peppa Pig, and even Penelope. I'm glad they're getting a chance to showcase their talents. So, what's it going to be? Stewie, are we aiming for Miss Congeniality or the crown? This season promises to be spectacular. I wish Brian was here too.
Oh boy, my season 4 sister Stewie. I haven't seen him in years. I sure hope he hasn't blocked me like Mrs. Garrison did to Peppa Pig.
Stewie receives a warm welcome. Meg hugs him, asking what he's doing here and if Lois is aware. Stewie assures her that Lois knows, as she helped him pack. Penelope rushes over, telling Stewie she's missed him. Stewie reciprocates, suggesting they catch up more often. Meanwhile, Jessica begins counting the queens. Stella inquires about her actions. Jessica explains she's tallying the queens and counts only 11. Lola says, there must be one more. Sailor Moon speculates she knows who will arrive next. Prompted by Stella to elaborate, Sailor Moon points towards Stewie and Meg, prompting the queens to wonder who's missing. Meg gasps, unable to believe who it might be.
The House of Griffin is ready to take over. Hello, I'm Peter Griffin, the so-called robbed queen of Season 6 and the leader of the House of Griffin. I dominated Season 6 with 3 wins and I'm set to repeat that success this season. Despite being outperformed by Sailor Moon and missing my spot in the finale, which I blame production and the lip sync for the crown finale, I'm moving past that. Now, with my children by my side, we're ready to conquer this competition. The House of Griffin will be the final 3 queens standing, and I will claim the crown that's rightfully mine.
Peter receives a mix of reactions upon arrival. He approaches Meg and Stewie, embracing them, and shares that he knew they'd be there, attributing it to parental instinct. Stewie inquires if Brian or Lois informed him, to which Peter responds that Lois did, prompting laughter. Mrs. Garrison expresses it's an honor to compete with Peter, who thanks her and turns to Jessica. They hug, exchange sentiments of missing each other, and reconnect. Peter then tells Sailor Moon he's missed her too, but she's skeptical and declares she won't tolerate bullying this season. Jessica tries to clarify it was just lighthearted shade, but Sailor Moon asks to be left alone. Jessica agrees to not engage with her for the rest of the season, while Lola jokingly remarks that Sailor Moon will be the first to leave, causing Jessica to urge Lola to ease up, noting Sailor Moon's distress. Lola's insincere apology is rejected by Sailor Moon. Pink Panther interjects, questioning if any more queens are coming. Lashana says she hopes not. My all-stars, it's an honor to have you back, all 13 of you. Now let the race for the crown begin.
13, we can only count 12 in the workroom. Oh my god, is someone else coming? It better not be Cartman.
Oh good, Grim is coming, he should be here over Peppa anyway.
I'm back again. Your 2-time pork chop queen is here.
What the deuce, is this a wind-up RuPaul? I mean, someone does have to go home first, I guess.
Yes, it's me. I know, quite the surprise, right? I have more to offer than just being a 2-time pork chop queen. I am here to establish a reputation for myself and for the Simpson dynasty.
Stella embraces Bart and says, at least it's not Eric Cartman. The queens nod in agreement. Sailor Moon chimes in, there's already a shady bitch here, as she glances at Lola. All eyes turn to Lola, who declares she'll pose the shady question and asks Bart if he's truly competing or if it's just a prank. Bart assures her it's all genuine and that he's here to demonstrate growth. Penelope then welcomes Bart to the cast, and as everyone applauds, Mother RuPaul makes her entrance into the workroom. Hold up, wait a second, Bart Simpson, how the hell did you get here? You are not my 13th queen. I asked for real competition. Bring me Sideshow Bob. Sideshow Bob, this is your moment, now take him away.
What the hell just happened and where did Sideshow Bob come from?
My queens. I told you a 13th queen is coming and she is major competition. Please welcome back to the race.
Real competition? Who could RuPaul be talking about? Who's missing?
I've conquered one season and I am back for another crown. Hi, allow me to refresh your memory. I'm Starmie, the very first winner of Cartoon Drag Race. You might wonder why I'm here even though I already have a crown. As I mentioned in Season 8, the fans don't recall my participation, but clinching that win with Musa in the Makeover Challenge reignited a passion within me. RuPaul offered me a choice to return now or wait for the winner's season. I chose now, and I am ready to become your 2-time crowned queen. I'm aware these queens are gagged.
Now RuPaul, I know you're joking. I'll take Bart Simpson back, please. I'm aware of her capabilities. I witnessed them firsthand when she returned for the Makeover Challenge on my season and won with Musa. However, the moment she lands in the bottom, she's going home. Alternatively, I could use her to my advantage and get her to join my Pretty Girl Alliance. She is stunning, after all.
Oh shit, when RuPaul said real competition, I didn't expect to see my season 1 sister and winner Starmie. I'm nervous as hell. I know what she can do. She proved it on our season. These queens don't know what's hit them.
My queens, this is no joke. Starmie is here to compete alongside the 12 of you for a chance at the crown. Season 1 was so long ago and the new fans don't even know she was on the show until the makeover challenge on season 8, so for your first All Stars challenge you will come together as one big girl group. Now good luck and don't F it up. As RuPaul exits, Lola is the first to greet Starmie, expressing how great it was to see her again. Starmie reciprocates and inquires if Lola's relationship with Mr. Smithers has improved, to which Lola responds negatively, mentioning he nearly caused her elimination. Sailor Moon interjects with laughter, reminding Lola of her low ranking in that episode. The queens join in the laughter, but Lola retorts that much has changed since her season. Stella throws a playful jab, questioning how much could change in weeks, which incites more laughter. Mrs. Garrison then proposes a rehearsal, and they all concur, beginning their preparations. After rehearsals, the queens separate to prepare for the challenge. Meg expresses to Lashana how glad she is to be there despite the tricky rehearsal. Lashana reciprocates the sentiment. Peter, observing them, warns Lashana that she might negatively influence his daughter, just like on season 7, suggesting her attachment to Lashana led to her downfall in the final lip sync. He also criticizes Meg's rehearsal performance. Lashana, irritated, counters that Meg only lost the final lip sync because Heather performed better, and reminds him that a rehearsal is not the actual challenge. Meg agrees with Lashana, but Peter insists on the importance of being fully focused, citing Stewie as an example. Lashana, pleased to see Meg but tells her she needs a break, decides to step outside for some fresh air. Peter warns Meg to keep her distance from Lashana, fearing she might jeopardize her opportunities. Stewie advises Peter to ease up on Meg. Peter apologizes to both, expressing his desire for the House of Griffin to excel this season with the absence of a crown. Understanding his protective instincts as a father, Meg forgives Peter. Lola welcomes Penelope, Jessica, and Mrs. Garrison to the newly formed Pretty Girl Alliance, prompting cheers from the group. Jessica assures Lola that she won't sabotage anyone, declaring she's in her congenial era, followed by laughter. Lola confidently tells them that won't be necessary and invites the queens to survey the room, questioning if they see any true all-stars besides the Griffins and Starmie. Mrs. Garrison nods in agreement, while Penelope wonders if some came seeking redemption. Lola agrees, noting that many indeed need it. Annoyed by the cheer from the Pretty Girl Alliance, Sailor Moon tells the queens to look at Lola, who clings to anyone to stay relevant, knowing exactly what the production wants. Stella jokes with them, saying she's not that talented and her wins were petty. Panther agrees and mentions to Starmie that it's been years since they last spoke and they should catch up. Starmie concurs, and they reminisce about their time on season 1. Peppa asks the queens why they think Mrs. Garrison blocked her, to which they respond that they have no idea and need to start preparing for the challenge. Mrs. Garrison, Starmie, Stewie Griffin, Lashana, Peter Griffin, Jessica Rabbit and Peppa Pig slayed the challenge.
I understand I was tough on Meg, but we can't afford any distractions this time. Just look at Stewie and myself setting an example for her. We dominated this challenge and could be the top 2 of the week.
Lola, Pink Panther, Meg Griffin and Stella had a great performance.
Wow, this challenge was tough, even tougher than the girl group challenge I faced in season 7. I performed quite well back then, securing a top spot, but all stars? Things are definitely more intense.
Sailor Moon and Penelope Pitstop had a good performance.
That was tough, incredibly so. I faced a girl group challenge on season 4 and won, but in this case, I doubt I'll be near the top. I believe it's because I don't know anyone here, except for Stewie.
After the challenge, as the queens prepare for the runway, Sailor Moon confides in Stella, tearfully expressing her fear of going home. Stella inquires about her concerns, and Sailor Moon admits she feels she performed poorly in the challenge. Stella reassures her, insisting she did well, but acknowledges the fierce competition among the talented queens, and there's Lola. They giggle and they share a heartfelt conversation and embrace. Welcome to the judges panel, our new All-Stars resident judge, All-Stars 2 winner, Daphne, welcome home darling, and our extra special guest judge, she is one of Destiny's favorite children and global megastar, she is Beyoncé. Now let the judging commence. Peter Griffin and Mrs. Garrison, congratulations, you're the top 2 All-Stars.
Thank you, RuPaul. I know these queens are shaking in their boots because Mrs. Garrison is in the top on the first episode, sweethearts.
You see, this is what happens when we focus. House of Griffin once again back on top.
Lashana, good job this week, you're safe.
Lashana in the top on the first episode. I wanted to be top 2, but I did better in this girl group than my girl group on season 7 where I was just safe. I know Peter is going to be so annoying after this placement.
That means, Sailor Moon, Meg Griffin and Penelope Pitstop, you are the bottom queens. Meg Griffin, you are safe.
I'm experiencing mixed emotions at the moment. I'm glad to be here yet distressed that I could have been sent home this week. This isn't what I anticipated, and I need to ensure that I perform much better next week than I did this week.
2 top all-stars stand before me. Time has come. Would you lip sync for your legacy?
I believe I could be safe, but it's uncertain. I haven't become close with either queen yet. I know Mrs. Garrison and I are in the Pretty Girl Alliance, but it was only formed today, so it's hard to say where her intentions lie.
This isn't how I envisioned my comeback to All Stars unfolding. I'm uncertain about Mrs. Garrison, but I'm sure that Peter has my lipstick. Ugh, I can't stand him. And Jessica, why did they have to come back?
The lip sync song is Alien Superstar by Beyonce. Peter had a great lip sync, Mrs. Garrison had a good lip sync. Peter Griffin.
You're a winner, baby. With great power comes great responsibility.
Peter Griffin.
Which queen have you chosen to get the chop?
Well, RuPaul, both of them deserve this spot, but should I send home my season 6 sister and rival, or a queen who is barely known here? The queen I am sending home is Sailor Moon.
As it is written, so it shall be done.
Sailor Moon.
You are an all-star. Now, sashay away.
It's time to sail away into the stars.
This is Untucked.
The queens congratulate Peter and Mrs. Garrison for being the top 2, and they inquire which lipstick Mrs. Garrison chose. She reveals that she picked Sailor Moon's lipstick because she didn't see much in her during her season and also in this premiere. Penelope thanks both Peter and Mrs. Garrison. Pink Panther jokes about how things have changed, noting they even have an Untucked now. Stella remarks that Season 5 truly transformed the landscape of cartoon Drag Race. All the queens agree. Lashana and the House of Griffin are talking. Peter intercepts her and apologizes for his earlier reaction in the workroom, acknowledging that after her performance tonight, she is indeed an honorable member of the House of Griffin. Lashana thanks him but declines the offer, stating she doesn't need an alliance, she just needs Meg. Peter becomes annoyed, but Stewie steps in to calm him down. Stella is in tears, and several queens gather to comfort her. Starmie inquires about the reason for her distress. Stella explains that she had formed a close bond with Sailor Moon, and her unexpected departure has left her shocked, reminding everyone that in All Stars, anything is possible. They all embrace in a group hug. Pink Panther remarks on the unpredictability of All Stars, pointing to Starmie as an example, questioning if anyone anticipated her presence. They all admit they did not, prompting Starmie to giggle and acknowledge that she indeed excelled in this challenge, while also congratulating Lashana. This moment strengthens their bond.